here that it's dinner time at my house, but I think I have just enough time to do question 3 before I go off for dinner. So I'm looking at this, and I think that I am going to attempt to eliminate all the fractions using fraction busters. And I know that this number 8 contains 3 factors of 2, right? This is a 2 times a 2 times a 2. So if I multiply both sides by 8, it will not only clear up this fraction, but because this is just a single factor of 2, it'll also eliminate that fraction as well. So I just need to multiply both sides of this equation very carefully by the number 8. So I'm going to write it as 8 over 1 on both sides. So let me push through a factor of 8 on the left-hand side. This becomes an 8 times 3x over 2. Yes, I could do that in one step, but I'm choosing not to. And then I'm also going to multiply the other term, right? You can see this is addition, so there are 2 terms. Both of these terms need a factor of 8. So this is going to be 8 times 5 over 8. So on the left-hand side, I can see immediately there's this giant 1. And also 8 divided by 2 is the number 4. So on the left-hand side, I end up getting 12 times x plus the number 5. I think the one error that I saw was that I think a couple groups multiplied the left-hand side by 8, and they even wrote that they were going to multiply this side by 8 as well, but they just wrote down 12 plus x instead of multiplying by 8. So I have to multiply both sides by 8, right? If you have things that are equal and you multiply by things that are equal, then you get things that are equal, right? So again, I'm multiplying, again, I have an equality, I'm multiplying both sides by 8, so I get an equality. So let's very carefully multiply the right-hand side by 8 also. Turns out that 12 times 8 is the number 96, and then I have plus 8x. I can take away 8x from both sides. If I do that, 12x minus 8x is just going to be 4x. And you know what? I'm going to also subtract 5 from both sides. And when I do that, the 5 on the left-hand side is gone because 5 minus 5 is 0. And on the right-hand side, 96 minus 5 leaves me with just 91. So what I have here for an answer is that x is 91 fourths. And I was very happy when you confidently left that as your answer. I also liked that several of you checked that answer, and when you do plug it into both sides, because it did say include, it should be past tense, include, no, I know that is right. Include a check. It is include. Is there an E there? This looks funky. Include a check for your solution. So if you included a check for your solution, really all you had to show is that if you plug 91 fourths into both sides, it makes the left-hand side 139 fourths, and it made the right-hand side also 139 fourths. So when I saw that, that definitely constitutes including a check for your solution. And I was happy to take either 91 fourths, or you could have said what you could have said 22 and 3/4, and you could have also said 22.75. But this is the most, I think it's the simplest answer to show, because once you're looking at 4x equals 91, it's just symbols, right? You can just do that. It is nice to check and see if it can reduce. I do expect these answers to be reduced when possible, but there's not a common factor there, so it had to be 91 fourths. So that's number 3, I'm sorry.